Hey guys, here to do a TV series review for Penny Dreadful. Hey guys, first off, I just want to say that this show is incredible. Second thing I want to say is if you have not seen any of it, then don't watch this. It's going to be spoilery. I'm going to go in depth. So pause, stop, come back later, all that stuff. Here's your warning. I don't want to have anybody upset at me. There you go. Okay, so this show I've been wanting to watch actually since it was released. I had a bunch of friends that enjoyed watching it and stuff, but for whatever reason, I never got around to it. Um, so it finally dropped on Netflix like last week sometime. I forget exactly when. And I started watching season one. And season one is really easy to get through. It's only 8 episodes, but even more than that, it's just really, really good. This show is spectacular. Um, First off, I want to talk about Rory Kinnear as John Clare, or the creature, Dr. Frankenstein's creature. The minute his character comes in, I didn't think that I was going to like him at all, because of what he does, because of killing um, Proteus. And he's becoming one of those characters that as time kind of goes on, I am liking a lot more and more. Before I go any further, I do want to say I haven't finished season 2 yet. I just started it, but I haven't gotten all the way through it. So I'm only talking about, and for those, don't worry, I'm just talking about season 1 and this. I'm not talking about any of the episodes that I've seen so far in season 2. Um, but I love what they've done with this character, and I love that whole episode where it shows about him learning and like being abandoned and everything that he went through. He that was just such a brilliant way. And even though I wasn't really sure how to feel about him at first, his story arc is fascinating and amazing, and I can't talk about him enough. However, though, one of my favorite characters, or idea of characters, is Dorian Gray. And I actually say what you will about League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I freaking love Dorian Gray in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and that is like my go-to like Dorian Gray adaptation. That is what I think of whenever I hear someone bring up Dorian Gray. That's just where my brain goes. Let me tell you, Reeve Carney as Dorian Gray is amazing. From the minute you get introduced to him, to everything that he does, from seducing every character that he kind of gets introduced to. It's really fascinating the way they've built this character and his story and everything. I really, really, really enjoy it. Billie Piper is fantastic in this show. Now, I was introduced to her obviously from Doctor Who. I love the character of Rose, and I love that she picks something more dark and adult and something more. No, I'm not going to say that Doctor Who doesn't have heart, because Doctor Who has some moments where it has brought me to tears, but this really does tug on the emotions, and her storyline and everything that she does with her character in this is so well done. I absolutely love it. Someone that I wasn't sure about going into it, because I wasn't a big fan of his and a lot of the other work that I've seen him in, is Josh Hartnett as Ethan Chandler. And Chandler is so much fun. And they set up his character and you're not really sure what's going on with him, or what he is, and then it's revealed at the very end. And I kind of I think that there's something that happens like kind of halfway through the show, and I kind of figured it out at that point. But they only give you like it's really just a hint, and it could have easily been something else. And so when it's finally revealed in the last episode that he is in fact a werewolf, oh man, that was so great. I just so enjoyed that. Um, I love Harry Treadaway as Dr. Victor Frankenstein. He is everything that character needs to be. They could have not chosen a better actor for this role. Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Timothy Dalton as Malcolm Murray is really interesting. I don't know him from a whole lot, but from what I have seen him, he kind of plays those like dark, not nice characters, and 70% through the show, you kind of are like, man, this guy is just, he's after what he's after, and he doesn't really care about anything else. All he cares about is getting Mina back, and he doesn't care what he's going to do or what he has to do to find her and get her back. And while on one hand that's really admiring as a father, wanting to go find your daughter and bring her back, but on the other hand, some of the means that he's willing to do and go to make this happen, and the way he treats Vanessa, it's like, holy crap, man. Like, really? But then they do this thing in the last couple episodes where you are just completely with him and just completely on his side, and like, it's like he's completely transformed, and like, I really, really like his character and what they've done with him. Everybody in this show is fantastic, but I would absolutely be doing a disservice if I didn't talk about Eva Green as Vanessa Ives. I'm a big Eva Green fan. I've loved mostly everything that I've seen her in, and her character in this show is brilliant. She is my number one favorite character on this show. Second would have to be Victor Frankenstein. Her and Victor are like the two characters that I gravitate towards really well. And then under them, I would have to put Chandler there. They're like my top three favorite characters. But oh man, Ives is incredible. Her story arc and what Green does with the different plot points and her most, because you could very easily play this role and make it just throwaway and just kind of a vice to move the story forward, because really so much of the story is all about her, but what I love about Penny Dreadful and how they do it is, even though the whole thing kind of is connected to her, it doesn't like pivot on her. Like, they can easily move the show forward without doing anything regarding her, and I don't know how they were able to do that, but it was really brilliant. But so maybe throwaway isn't exactly the right words, but maybe that'll paint the picture that I'm trying to get to. But she takes this thing and just completely hits it home. The seance scene in this series is my favorite part of this entire first season. That whole thing just had me hooked. Because when I started watching it, I was kind of doing a whole lot of things, at once, and so I had my laptop on my lap, and I was, looking up things and doing different things. But when this seance scene started happening, like, it was literally one of those things where it's like, okay, pause, put my laptop down, I'm gonna come back, rewind, play. I'm like, I gotta see this. And I did. Like, it got to the part where she breaks the table, and I was like, okay, well, what was that? What was that? She did something cool there. I kind of want to know exactly what's going on. And I put down my laptop and rewound it from the very beginning, when the fortune teller comes in, or whatever you want to call her. And amazing. My favorite part my favorite scene of this whole show so far has been that. There has not been another moment that has been that well choreographed and directed and acted and just everything about it. The cinematography in this scene is spectacular. I cannot talk about this enough. Season 1 Penny Dreadful, I would have to rate. I'm gonna give the whole series an 8.5 as of season 1. Season 1 is incredible. There are some things about it that I wish were done differently. There are some plot points that I feel like they rushed over, and I think a lot of it had to do with it being a TV show, and you gotta, keep things moving and going on. I'm sure there are a lot of things that they would have liked to do just a tad bit differently if they could have. Because I totally understand the vision. I totally get what they're going for on this, and I absolutely love it. But there are some story things that I wish were done differently. There are some character arcs that I wish would have happened faster. But with that said, the gradual incline that you go on with this, or the arc of the story with all these characters and the character development, is not bad. Like, I'm just saying, for me personally, I wish it was done quicker, but they are delving into certain elements with these characters that are really interesting and really, really fascinating if you enjoy these more like horror type trope characters that you wouldn't get any other way, I don't think. So that's what I think. If you've watched the show, let me know what you think down in the comments. I think it's freaking brilliant. Drop the video a like. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.